point in the game where you got your back up against the end zone. Montana right now has run 25 plays in the first 10 minutes of the ball game. 172 yards on the ball game, 140 coming through the air, and North Dakota just doesn't quite have the answer. They're trying to rotate as best they can up front, but that fast-paced offense, it seems like the linebackers aren't picking up that tight end and Josh Horner, and guys are just getting lost in space.
Yeah, no answer right now, and that is what's happening. They're running Horner on the inside receiver in the slot, and he's getting a mismatch with the linebackers against speed, and if he's ended up against the D-backs, he's getting a mismatch there with his height and size, and I still think, and I've already mentioned it a couple times, but you know the tackle, the perimeter tackle, the tackling in the alley by North Dakota isn't very good right now.
So North Dakota burns a timeout here to try to catch their breath. First down at 10, 15-yard line. Reardon out of the shotgun, 4 receivers, 3 to the far side, looking for a mismatch here, and he's got it, and Jansen's in for another Montana touchdown. So 15 yards through the air, and that is the 4th different receiver that Montana has found for a touchdown here this evening, and now they're scored 28-0 with 4:59 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, just too easy for him there, and nothing fancy, just a backside post and slant, and not much safety help.
Kick is up from Griffith, and the kick is good. Put one more on the board. 4:59 to go here in the first quarter. Montana blowing this one wide open. 29-0 in favor of the boys from the West. 4 plays, 37 yards. Took them just 1 minute and 1 second. And it's a 15-yard pass from Reardon to Jansen. 4th different receiver that Montana has found the end zone with. Horner's got a touchdown. Stanton's got a touchdown. Griffith's got a touchdown, and now Jansen has a touchdown. Tack on the 2 fumble recoveries for Shy, and it's been a Montana rout so far. Ball will come down in the hands of Seth Avanook from North Dakota, trying to find some sort of answer. Avanook going to get across the 34 to the 35, and he'll be knocked out of bounds. So North Dakota will have the ball for the 5th time here tonight. And you just can't really, I don't know what to say at this point with the way that Montana has played. I don't know that North Dakota has played all that horribly. Montana's just played really, really well.
Yeah, they've played well on offense. They've just got great rhythm and good speed, and they're just doing things that North Dakota just can't stop right now, and they just don't have the athleticism inside to stop those things.
We've yet to see Trevor Zucker out of Beulah. Jolliffe has taken every snap so far. He'll take this one as well. 5-step drop, rolling left. Got a receiver here across the near second to pick up about 7 into the hands of his intended receiver, Seth Avanook. Just the 2nd pass completion. And now it looks like North Dakota going to go a little bit of no huddle here and see if they can give Montana a little taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, I think it's a good move by Coach Gibson to do this, and you know, to get some rhythm for his quarterback and move the ball a little bit.
Jolliffe going to try to air this one out. His receiver's going to step, but Arnold can't quite run underneath that one. Arnold had a step on the defender. They just couldn't quite catch up to that Ben Jolliffe pass.
That was a good throw. He put it in a good spot. He was in a good position there, and you know, I think that's something that North Dakota is going to have to take some more shots at. And you know, when you're talking to the Montana coaches a little bit, they thought if there was an area that maybe defensively they weren't as strong as the secondary area, and I think you know, North Dakota's got to go try to find that out a little bit, try to make some plays and throw the ball on top a little bit.
3rd down and a long of 3 here. Jolliffe out of the shotgun. Long count here for the Bismarck High product. Going to sprint right. Looking for a receiver. Montana in hot pursuit. Going to dump this one over the top. He's got his man. And he throws that one just a step too far for the Grafton St. Thomas kid, Christian Lundy. And now it looks like the punting unit will have to come on once more for head coach Mark Gibson. North Dakota's ran just 10 plays. They're 2 for 5, that being quarterback Ben Jolliffe. In contrast to Montana, they've run 26 plays, and I got a problem, Pete. I only got room for 20 passes in a quarter, so we're out of room in the scorebook here. Yeah. We're going to have to see what Montana will do with the football this time around, as Ilias will punt for the 2nd time here tonight. Good punt by Ilias. Going to back up Carver all the way to the 15-yard line, and Carver's not going to get much. Picks up 7 on the return. So Montana will start as deep as they have in their own zone. Ball right at the 22-yard line.
You know, in Montana, I can't see them taking their foot off the gas pedal now. I mean, they run, they do what they do, and they run that fast break offense. What you might see a little bit, maybe more some zone read with the running back and the quarterback. But I anticipate them doing the same thing. So if you take yourself out of rhythm, then that can get you hurt down the road.
So Montana will come back on the field. This time around, the quarterback will be Quinn McCreary. And McCreary will come on. The ball spotted once more at the 21-yard line. And he'll be out of the shotgun. Hands off for the guy standing to his left, Zach Bunny. And Bunny going to pick up about 3, maybe 4 on the carry.
P.J. Peterson did a nice job on that play, coming off that block and making the tackle there and being aggressive against that play.
P.J. Peterson from North Dakota. Second prize, Montana from their own 26-yard line.
Now they'll flip sides here. Second down and 5 for Montana. They've stayed in the shotgun the majority of the ball game. Little pump fake. North Dakota can't quite get to him. McQuarrie sidesteps another would-be tackler. McQuarrie's out to the races. Cross midfield, cutting back to the middle. McQuarrie will cross the 45-yard line. And he picks up 32 on the carry. And that's just the quarterback making work with his hands and his feet.
North Dakota did a great job on coverage. Probably should have had a sack, but that's the athleticism with McQuarrie. They're doing a good job of getting rid of that. It looks like North Montana got away with the block in the back there, and that helped him for about 20 more yards. But it was a good play by McQuarrie.
Inside North Dakota territory now. Flags will come. Flags coming here. Only the 3rd penalty of the ball game. 2 so far charged to North Dakota. So we're going to have a legal substitution charge to North Dakota. And now it looks like we'll have a timeout. And the timeout will be charged this time around to North Dakota. So they're going to burn their second timeout with 3:13 to go here in the first quarter. Again, North Dakota trailing 29-0. Today's Badlands Bowl being presented by the folks from Astoria Hotel and Convention Center out of Dickinson. And you wonder, Pete, at this point in the ball game, again, we're not even through the first quarter. And if you're head coach Mark Gibson and defensive corner Dale Colby, I mean, what's your message to your team at this point?
Oh, you just got to stay with it. You just like Coach Tiller talked about last night. You got to hang in there. You've got to hang in there if you're North Dakota side and stay with it and try to get some hand on the ball. The last play there, they're close to getting a sack, and instead McQuarrie busted for a big play. You got to start making some of those plays, and you got to be the guy that does it. I think that North Dakota guys just got to step up and start making some plays and stop the bleeding and on there, and that's what they've got to do.
So North Dakota saves the illegal substitution penalty by burning the timeout. McQuarrie, a little screen pass. He's got Gunnar Brecky out in free space, and Brecky will pick up about 6 before he's wrestled down.
Yeah, and when Brecky comes in, he's going to get the ball. He's a great player, but it's another good example, just that last play there. Those Edelman comes up, and we missed the tackle and on the North Dakota side, and they just did a lot of missed tackles as well. I mean, Montana's got a very athletic team, and North Dakota's helping their cause a little bit too.
Second down and a long 5 here. Sprint left. McQuarrie looking for a receiver here on the near side. He's got Griffith. Did he come down with it? And they're going to say interception and picked off by North Dakota. Nick Goulet comes away with the interception. And Montana has their first turnover of the ball game, and just what the doctor ordered for North Dakota coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, that was a good play by Goulet. Actually a pretty good throw by McQuarrie. He gave the ball in a pretty good spot for Griffith to go get it, and Goulet just took a good angle on it and made a good play on it. And it was a good stop for North Dakota. And actually, like I said, a pretty good throw by McQuarrie. They just made a nice play by Goulet.
So the interception comes the way of Nick Goulet. And it's the first turnover for Montana in the ball game. North Dakota has the football, but they're buried inside their own red zone. First down and 10 from the 7-yard line. They're going to hand off on first down. Lane Jones will carry the Bismarck High product. Going to pick up about 3 on the carry, bring up 2nd down and 7. And we're so used to seeing Joes out in the open and getting out through that front line of the Bismarck High team that just racked up yards all season long, and he just not quite having that amount of space here against a tough defense from Montana.
Just not a lot of room to run against Montana. Montana's front seven is very physical, and their edge players are coming down and playing aggressive, and he's had just no space for him to run right now.
Jolliffe under center will send a man in motion. Ilias, the motion man. Hand off to Lane Joes, and Joes will fall over a Montana player, that being Mac Bignell on the tackle. And Joes will pick up, let's say 2. It'll bring up 3rd down and a long 5.
Yeah, it's a key play here for North Dakota, and we talked, even though the score is what it is, North Dakota's got to stay with it here and try to get themselves out of the end zone. Like I say, Montana is doing a good job up front. They've every play we've seen pressure from Montana. They've seen good pressure, and they've stunted those middle linebackers on almost every passing situation. So probably coming again here from on the Montana side.
And a timeout coming here. It looks like North Dakota called a timeout this time around, as head coach Mark Gibson will come onto the field here. And that's the 3rd and final timeout of the quarter for North Dakota. Going back to Lane Joes, 1,990 yards on 206 carries. If we take a look what Lane Joes was able to do earlier in the season, and again, for Bismarck High, a guy that just, again, played really well in free space. We were able to cover him here on the BEK Sports Network during the playoff run, and they took down Devil's Lake. And again, we just saw it all season long from him. Great blocking up front, and this is what the defenders saw a lot of. It was just the back of that number 3 for Bismarck High.
Yeah, he's just a very explosive player and strong, and like we talked about in the pregame, he's got great balance, and he's just got to hopefully get a little bit of room for his sake to showcase what he can do, because as we see here on the highlights, he's a tremendous player and very strong and just one of the better running backs to come around North Dakota for a while.
1,990 yards on 206 carries and 32 touchdowns in his senior campaign for Bismarck High on the way to a state championship. 3rd down and 5. Goulet out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap and he'll roll left. Now he's going to come back right, looking for some real estate. He's got a receiver here on the near side into the hands of Dustin Iverson, and Iverson going to be knocked out of bounds. Let's see if he got enough for a 1st down. They're going to mark it right at the 21, so he will have a pickup of 8 and a 1st down.
Jolliffe's doing a nice job of making some plays with his feet and getting pressure. And actually that time they had the edge sealed a little bit, but he pulled back. But good pressure that time. Nate Bradley from Billings West, a real good athlete. He's going to play fullback at University of Montana from Billings West. He's getting good inside pressure, as both those nose guards are, he and Bradley.
Jolliffe this time will go under center. Going to hand off to Preston Lehman, the West Fargo kid, and he's going to lose a yard on the carry. And you wonder, Pete, how much it plays into the head of Ben Jolliffe. A lot of the time, he's in that 3-step drop. Even out of the shotgun, the pressure from Montana has come, and it's come quickly. And you know as well as I do, a quarterback who has pressure constantly, they start to get happy feet. And as an offensive lineman, you hate when a quarterback has happy feet because you never know where he's at.
Yeah, they're showing up right away. They're just going with that 4-man front, and those 2 big defensive tackles are getting a good push, and the edge guys are just coming tough.
Handoff on the end around here. Going to pick up about 3 on the carry.
That was a nice play by Colton Wellhaven from Billings Central, playing that counter there. He did a good job sitting inside, coming off that block, and made a good play.
Pickup of 3, and the buzzer will sound. We're done with 1 quarter. So after 1, Montana all over North Dakota. 15 minutes in the books, live from Miles City, presented by Astoria Hotels and Convention Center. It's the 20th annual Badlands Bowl. Montana 29, North Dakota scoreless.